Hey everyone, today I'm coming to you with a review on the brand new Marvel Legends Puff Adder Build-A-Figure Waves Baron von Strucker. Now I gotta say, Hasbro did a very good job with this figure. I quite wanted this figure in the line. Matter of fact, I really do like all of the Hydra figures that we have gotten in the line so far, such as the Red Skull, kind of the Crossbones, and all the other AIM ones. Madam Hydra too, I mean, she wasn't great, but we still got her nonetheless, and all of the Hydra-related soldiers that we did get over the years. So it is always a bonus in my book when we do get more characters to go along with that, and this certainly is no exception. I did get this figure at GameStop Canada. I paid around there. Well, not around there. That is the price I paid. But other than that, I don't have too much more to say, so let's get into the Baron von Strucker review. Now, as always, I do want to start off with the packaging. Now, this is your standard Marvel Legends plastic-free packaging. On the front, you have an image of the figure and the Avengers logo on the bottom. Well, actually, before I show the rest, something insane with this figure on the box, to me at least, is that he is pinned. And, you know, that's not a huge deal. I knew what this body was, is that Spider UK body, but then I got the figure and he is pinless. So they made brand new arms and legs for this figure. So shout out to Hasbro for that, because normally, in a lot of cases with Black Series and Legends, it is the opposite. They're pinless on the packaging, and then you open them and they're pinned. And it's like, okay, I feel like that kind of borders, if not is, false advertising. Now, that isn't really, you know, a great thing, all things considered, because still it does, you know, prove the problem of the renders on the packaging. But still, it is definitely a bonus to get something even better with the figure instead of worse when you open it. That is just crazy to me. I really was shocked when I opened this figure. On the side, you do have the same image on the front right there, just colored and looks way better. Marvel Legends series, there's the price that I paid, as well as the bottom. And then on the other side, you do have the Puff Adder Build-A-Figure wave, as well as the other figures in the wave, being the Molecule Man, Baron, which we're reviewing right now. Yelena Belova will be next, Wonder Man, Orb, and Ultimate Captain America. Review for Molecule Man and Iron Man out now. On the back, you do have an image of the character, as well as his accessories, and the other leg included with the Puff Adder. The other leg was included with the Molecule Man. But other than that, I don't have too much more to say on the packaging, so let's get on to the Baron von Strucker figure himself. And here we have the Baron von Strucker figure himself in all of his glory. Now, as I mentioned, the legs and the arms are also new sculpt, but there is a decent amount of other new sculpt on this figure, being the belt, the scarf kind of thing on here. The head is obviously a new sculpt, and this Infinity Gauntlet without the Infinity Stones looking thing is also a new sculpt. And that is where you do put the power effects that are included. I guess I'll show those first. This is the only effects that, or the only accessories rather, that he is included with, and they are meant to be put on this gauntlet thing. I was doing some research on this character and I couldn't find out, well, the main thing I wanted to find out is what the gauntlet does, and I didn't really get a definitive answer. In some instances, it kind of just shot some power, but in another thing I saw, it was like taking Captain America's power away. So if you have a more definitive answer, please let me know in the comments below, but still, the effects on there do look very good. Now, for the rest of the figure, you know, it does have the new arms and legs, but that being said, it is still pretty simple. Just a light green color going on here, and even a lighter green on the boots, the arms, the crotch, and this scarf thing. I want to say there is a little bit of black wash on this, but I don't know if that's just a little bit of shadow or my eyes deceiving me. But that being said, it is still very nice, and you do have these ropes going around, which do definitely add some detail to this figure. And if you want, I guess, technically, you could take this off, and that's what it looks like. I don't imagine you would want to or have a need to, but you can still do that nonetheless. The head goes back on. Now, that head sculpt looks absolutely amazing. As you can see, the scar detailing looks like kind of like a lightning bolt, but it is just on his face. The little glass piece on his eye looks very good, but you definitely can notice that photoreal if you do get up close with it. It would focus. It is very pixely, but from a distance, as always, the photoreal does look very good. And in this case, that is no exception. Very nice head sculpt throughout. And then the logo for Hydra on the torso does look very good. Very interesting how they did the ab crunch. It just extends the legs out even more, or the octopus tendrils. That is really weird. I don't know if I can call that an octopus. That is a skull with the tentacles. That is, I don't know, very weird, but I just find it fascinating that that is what they went with. I guess that does make sense. I would have preferred this over anything else, but still definitely interesting nonetheless, and that does kind of not show on the other side. Thought I mentioned that. He does have a peg on the back of his back. The rest of this figure, other than the arms and the legs, is the same body from the Spider-Man Britain, whatever that figure's name is. Let me know in the comments below. But that is the body mold that they are using for the rest of this figure. And it's not one of the better Marvel Legends body molds, but it definitely does work in this case. I'm not going to complain about that, especially when we do get the new arms and legs to go with it. That is always a bonus. Now, if I take these effects off, you can see that gauntlet a little bit more clear, and that does look very, very good. Very interesting kind of gauntlet for this figure. I wasn't expecting him to have that. I kind of remember him from the Winter Soldier the best, but I do remember some of his designs from the comics, and I don't believe he always had this gauntlet. So when I saw the figure, I was like, you know what? Very, very cool design, but the gauntlet, I gotta say, adds a lot to this figure. It gives them a lot more color, which definitely does add to the ocean of green going on here. But other than that, I don't think I have too much more to say about this figure. So I'm going to get on to the articulation. Now, for the articulation on this Baron von Strucker figure, it is kind of what you'd expect, but it is definitely good nonetheless. Head goes up that much, down, no tilt, full 360, arms go out that much, down, full 360, bicep swivel, double jointed pinless elbows, which do look very, very good. And then both hands do go down, up, full 360 on a vertical hinge. Same thing over here. Just thought I'd show that because it is a different sculpt. Ab crunch goes down that much. Back, whoa, waist swivel, full 360. Legs kick forward that much. Back splits, upper thigh cut. Beautiful double jointed pinless knees. Boot rotation, the ankles go up that much, down, and ankle rocker pivot. So pretty good articulation on this Baron von Strucker figure. Now, first for comparisons with the Baron von Strucker figure, here we have the Baron Zemo, 2 Barons, as well as the Red Skull figure from the Zemnu Build-A-Figure wave. Next up for comparisons, here we have the Baron von Strucker figure next to the Hydra Army Builder from Hasbro Pulse, as well as the Madam Hydra figure from the Controller Build-A-Figure wave. This is not that great of a figure, if I'm being honest, but I'm still happy to have it. It does go very well with him now, and especially the Red Skull and the Army Builder. I do really hope they re-release this figure or release it on the Vulcan body or something, make it a brand new figure, because I really don't like Hasbro Pulse exclusives. That's like my biggest pet peeve with Hasbro. They make the best figures Hasbro Pulse exclusives, and they become very, very hard to get, especially with all the Army Builders, and I really do hope we get the AIM Soldier and this just kind of maybe in a 2-pack in the future. It doesn't have to be too soon, because those didn't come out too long ago, but just sometime in the next, 5-10 years, I really hope they do re-release that figure. But other than that, that's all I have to say with these. Here we have the Captain America and the Iron Man from the 20th anniversary of Marvel Legends next to the Baron von Strucker. Next up, here we have the Baron von Strucker next to some other prominent comic villain characters, being Kang the Conqueror, as well as the comic book retro-carded Doctor Doom. And lastly, for comparisons, here we have the Baron von Strucker next to some of his wave mates, being the Extremis Armor Iron Man, review for him out now, as well as the Ultimate Captain America, review for him coming soon. And for my final thoughts on this Baron von Strucker figure, I gotta say Hasbro did a very, very, very good job with this character. Definitely one of my more recommended figures from this wave. It is quite a good wave. Definitely recommend the Iron Man and the Captain America, but other than those two, this is definitely the other one that I would recommend, especially because I was not expecting him to be pinless. That definitely made this figure even better for me. But as it stands, I gotta say, very, very, very good rendition of this character, as it is also the first time that we are getting this character in the Legend line, so I'm very happy to add a brand new character to the Legends shelf. But as it stands, at the price point of around $32 to $35 Canadian, I think I'm gonna have to give this figure, honestly, I think I'm gonna give him like an 8 it's in the range of 8.5 and 9. I think I'm going to give him a 8.75 for that reason. I think he's a really good figure. They could have included maybe some alternate hands. Honestly, though, there isn't too much going on. I think I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10, actually. I really do like this figure. I got to stress that. Very, very, very good figure. And I think you all will like this figure very much, too, if you do decide to go get him. But thank you so much for watching this video. As always, I have been Jagger Collector. Lots of videos coming up, so make sure you are subscribed with the bell notification turned on. And as always, I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.